Hey everybody, how's it going? I haven't seen you guys in forever. It feels like miss seeing you, hanging out, chatting. Hopefully everybody's doing okay. I'm sure you're getting sick of online school. I think we all are. Talking to other classes, it sounds like um, people are starting to be a little over it, right? However, we still have a month to go and we have stuff to do. Thank you so much to those of you who have been working hard on the book. Others of you, if you could please help us, that would be amazing. We still do have a bunch to do. The plant that produces the book has been closed since March 23rd, like our spring break. So right at the same time we were kind of out of school. A week after, I don't know, something like that. Yeah, a week after we were out. So, but they're not scheduled to reopen from their shelter in place until May 15. So that means they'll have gone 6 weeks without printing, and our print date was about 4 weeks into that. So we will not be getting books until summer sometime. Like it'll be after that last week of school. So I don't know all the details. We're still trying to figure them out, and then I'll send out information to everybody, and I'll let you guys know, obviously. But what that does give us is, a couple more weeks to keep adding and keep making the book a little better. We probably will take about 8 pages out, they said we could, instead of just trying to fill them with nonsense. We have some blank spots, so I'll worry about that stuff. But if you could help out on the things that you were assigned, and if you can't or you aren't going to, if you could just let me know that would be great. If you are ready for a new assignment, please let me know that would be great as well. Some of you are reporting on the check-in form that you're doing the same thing every day, but there are things that probably shouldn't take that long to do, so you'll have to let me know. I do want to quickly explain your little project here, this part 1 of the project, designing a book. Remember, this is something in addition to the little tasks that you have in the book. 2 reasons. 1, this is something that is part of the course anyway, but 2, some of you that haven't done a lot of book work, you need some points and grades in there, so you for sure need to do this. But also because the book work for everybody isn't really like I don't know, full class worth of stuff most days. So this is due the 8th, right? And it's about designing a book. So I'm going to use this book from a couple years ago as example, if you remember, with the bird on the cover, because it does a good job of showing all the themes, right? So what it's asking you to do is to have a title of some sort. So I go the right way. Fly Together is the title for this year's book. That's the title and the theme. And the reason it's a theme is because that idea of flying and together is repeated throughout the book, right? So it asks for other things like cover, obviously. You have a cover, it's a bird flying. And if you look closely, I don't know how well you can see it. It's weird. Maybe you have to take my word for it, but there's like 3 birds on here. There's a big bird, and then there's little ones next to it. So they're flying together. All the pictures and stuff on the inside are all multiple people doing things together. And if you remember, the titles of the sections were like, hey, we're all playing together, we're learning together, we're doing activities together, that kind of stuff. So we kept repeating that. So every one of those big pictures has at least 2 people in it, right? So everything in here is stuff that people are doing together. The other things it asks you to do is choose colors, right? Let me find a page with a lot of good colors on here. So this book had red, white, and blue, as you can see. But then it also had accent colors. And you can kind of see them down there. There was like a light green, and there was kind of a coral, lightish, reddish kind of color. And those are like the accents. So most of it was red and blue. Those are the primary colors. And then the accent colors were just used here and there. So in our book this year, our main colors are red and blue. And then our accent colors, the other ones you had to choose from in the little list, were kind of a light purple color and then, I don't know, sort of a pink of some sort. It's really pretty bright. If you flip through all the pages, you don't see those very often. You see them occasionally. In fact, I've been putting them in a couple other spots just to kind of tie everything together. But these are just things that sometimes you need another color to make something stand out, and those are the ones that we use. So it's going to ask you to pick. Now, I asked you to choose something that isn't just red and blue. Weird shadow. Sorry about that. So it's not just red and blue because we've done a lot of that the last couple of years, and we want some new ideas, right? Doesn't mean next year's won't have that, but we're just trying something different. So think about that. You could use one of those. You have red and then something else, or blue and then something else, but try not to just do the two normal ones. And don't worry about the blacks, the grays, anything from black to white on that scale. Those are always okay. They're like standard. And then you got to choose a font. On that document that I shared with you with the instructions, there's a link to all the fonts that Balfour uses, so you have a lot to pick from on there. But you can also pick ones from somewhere else if you have one that you like from a different program that you use. If you remember the poster in the yearbook room with all the fonts, that's just like the link that I sent you to, right? And then the last thing it asks for is 2 visual things that go all the way throughout the book. We want the theme to go all the way out the book, like all the together, together, together. But then visual elements. And the example that I used from this book is way down at the bottom. This is the same page I used in the, weird, on the handout, I just realized. Way down in the corner, you have the little bird with the little tilted squares there. And elsewhere in the book, we, somewhere on every page, try to have a tilted square somewhere on there where we had like these photo strips all over the place in this year's book. And we'd have one that was kind of crooked. Might one more. So then no matter where you looked, it was always, you know, if we mixed up all the pages from all the different books, we would know these all went together because they would all have that element on it. So on this class page, you can just see they have little diamonds down there, right? So everywhere throughout the book, they have the little crooked letters. And if you remember on the very front page, oh yeah, that was a fun picture, Mr. Donald jumping in the air. On the very front page, opening page, was that. And you can see, keep going the wrong way, you can see the birds, and you can see the crooked boxes on there. So that's what we mean by having a design element that goes all the way through, having a couple of them. You can do this on paper, you can do it on poster, you can use any program that you want. If you are good at Balfour and have access to it, and you want to play with that, and you want to do it on a template, not in the book, on a template, feel free to do that. If you do it on paper, like you draw, you whatever, that's great, but then you'll just submit a photo of it, and that's totally okay. Cool? And again, it's due a week from Friday, which sounds really far away, but this week, Wednesday, Thursday, but then you have Friday and Monday off, and then you have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So it's not that many school days, and you do have another task that you're working on in the book, most of you do. Cool? Let me know if you have questions. You should have some detail. There's a reason why I'm giving you multiple days. So if you did the whole thing in 30 seconds, you might want to revisit it and maybe go into a little more depth, give it a little more thought. There may be one of those in there already. Cool? So if you have questions, let me know. I miss you. Hope you're doing okay. Please, please, please help us get the book done. Please. And I will talk to you soon.